Magandang umaga, gising na pamilya at Pilipinas. Machiavelli once asked the question, is it better to be feared or loved? We're going to be doing a two-part series on a fear of the Lord and a love for the Lord. And yet we know what Michael Scott from The Office would say.
Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy, both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
But what about God? What would God say? I think what God would say very simply is, why can't you have both for me? Today we're going to talk about what it means to fear the Lord. A fear of the Lord is essential for a healthy relationship with God. The truth is, a lot of us look at fear as a negative thing, and it can be. To be afraid of something oftentimes is not a good thing. But the word fear in the Greek is the word phobos, and that's where we get the word phobia. What is phobos? Phobos is not just to fear something. The word phobos is also used in the scriptures for the word awe or fascination. They're one and the same. You know, I know there are people that have phobias, like a phobia of spiders. And they are afraid of spiders, but in a real sense, they're fascinated by spiders. If a lion were to come into your house right now, you wouldn't want to get near it. Yet, you would look at it with a fascination. This massive cat, this incredible animal. There is a fear, but there's a fascination and an awe at the same time. That's what fear really is. Fear is respect. It's reverence. And that's why Machiavelli asked the question, is it better to be feared or loved? Because fear carries with it a respect, a reverence, an appreciation. And the truth is, why do people want to be feared? Why do people want to be loved? For the same reason. People want to be appreciated and they want to feel valued. The truth is, for most of us, there are few things that we genuinely fear or love. A fear of the Lord is necessary, and Moses would show the people. In Exodus chapter 20, he says to the people, do not be afraid. God has come to test you so that the fear of God will be with you to keep you from sinning. The scripture speaks to what is called a paradox. It's two opposites that create one truth. He says, don't be afraid. There's a difference between being afraid of God and fearing God. To be afraid of God is to be gripped with fear. It's to remove the ability to take action. But to fear the Lord is to have a respect, a reverence, and appreciation. A fear of God is this. You're not afraid of God. You're afraid of not having God. Can you imagine for the Israelites who are in the desert and God is leading them? What would be the worst thing that could possibly happen is if God stopped leading them. But you know what happens? Is the thing that we fear the most is the thing that we submit to. We all fear more than just one thing. And yet when those two things are against each other, we will submit to, respect the thing we fear more. And Moses says, don't be afraid. God has come to test you. Test you in what? Whether you're going to respect and submit to Him more than everything else in your life. He says, a fear of the Lord will keep you from sinning. The word sin means to miss the mark, to fall short. Imagine if you take a test, you get a 69% out of 70. You fell short. You missed the mark. A fear of the Lord will keep you from falling short. We all have things that we fear. Some good, some not good. My question today is, do you fear the Lord above all else? You know, I think about for myself, there have been many times in my life where I feared failure more than I feared success. And it would prevent me from taking action, whether it was wrestling, whether it was little relationships in middle school, maybe even in my relationship with God, there have been times that I feared what people would think of me, and it prevented me from being open about sin in my life more than I feared having sin standing in the way of me and my relationship with God. Today, I want to challenge you. What do you fear more than God? Because that thing that you fear more than God is going to separate you from God. Do you fear your parents more than God? Do you fear your friends' approval of you more than God? Do you fear being lonely more than God? What in your life do you fear more than God? Because that very thing is not going to keep you from sinning, it's going to cause you to sin. My challenge to us today is to fear God above all else, because it is a fear of the Lord that is going to keep us from sinning. It is a fear of the Lord that allows us to respect and revere and to appreciate our relationship with God, and that is the dose. A fear of God is very important, but it's a love for God that's going to perfect you, and His love is going to drive out fear in your life. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the videos. Please make sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to do Bible studies, have any prayer requests, please click the link below, and we want to help you in your relationship with God.